Hi, I'm Tony Demetriou. I'm the co-founder of Monsta Media. We are a digital marketing franchise that have branched out across Australia, of course, our home nation. We've gone to the UK and we've gone to the US. Pretty proud of the fact that we went international because that wasn't the initial plan, but such was the growth of what we've done that we've managed to go back to where I'm from, the UK, and the US was a no-brainer. It's just a massive country with loads of scope and opportunity. But again, Monsta Media, digital marketing, what inspired us was COVID. So I was in prior to this, I've always been in media and communications, but I was dabbling in the gym games. I've got a gym, which is sort of a side thing now because of Monster. And during the lockdowns, the heavy lockdowns here, I'm in Sydney. I was alongside the gentleman that launched this with me, Elias, who you might see on some of our videos. But the two of us thought, well, what are we gonna do? The gym game was slowly dying. COVID was killing it. And what could we do to harness what we're good at and what line of work being in our mid-40s and not in our 20s and able to go back to uni. Digital marketing fit perfectly because I've got a background in media and communications, in journalism, and COVID again, whilst it killed some lines of work, it enhanced in digital marketing. It became an essential service of small business. Everybody got used to dealing on Zoom. It's a sad thing that people don't do the meet and greet as much anymore and they're comfortable on Zoom, but that's the way the world went. So we capitalized on that. People call it, exploit, capitalize, opportunism. They're not bad words. We saw a gap in the market here in Australia specifically. Digital marketing wasn't affordable to small businesses. They all wanted to go online. They want to go on Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok, and they'd get priced out the market. They'd speak to big agencies, get whopper quotes, be scared, go do it themselves, fail because you don't know what you don't know. And we found a price point that was affordable to small and medium businesses in Australia and also lucrative to us. So we were just an agency at that point. But what made us go into the world of franchising was the brand, quite frankly. So there's digital marketers everywhere. There is fast food chains everywhere. There's digital marketing outlets everywhere. They're all online claiming to deliver the world, but they often give an atlas instead and people get let down. So notorious for robotic stuff and not following up. So we built out a model that was very human and customer facing despite being digital, which is rare. And the brand was so attractive. I say that hand on heart. It's not just a bias thing. It's Monsta Media is a really attractive brand, and you might see it on the backdrop or a link or something here that people wanted in. What is this thing? It looks really good. The appeal of it, the sex appeal of it was the seduction of it was a big thing, and we gravitated towards franchising. It was, oh, if you want this brand and you want to rep this brand, how do we do it? How do we make money? How do you make money? And we started this journey with TMF, with Teresa Murray Franchising, not knowing anything how to start a franchise. We just knew what a franchise was, but didn't have a Scooby-Doo, a clue on how to begin this sort of thing. But that was how the franchising came about. And then we stumbled across TMF and the offering, and I'm happy to elaborate on that. But in terms of Monsta and how it started in the franchising aspect, it was the brand that propelled us and compelled us to go to market. And we've been doing it for 17, 18 months to give you an idea. We've got 20 franchisees in Australia. We've got 2 in the UK, but we've only just started, and 1 in the US. But home ground, Australia. I'd like to go to New Zealand at some point, but home ground Australia, 20 franchisees deep, 18 months. That's like 1 a month with minimal marketing. Just 2 guys that had an idea. Now we've got staff, we've got franchisees, we've got a whole network. So, and I'm not a boastful guy. It might sound a bit boasty, but I'm here to showcase what franchising can do if you do have the right brand, the right work ethic, but you do need the correct partner to set you up. Otherwise, you don't know what you're doing. You're paying exorbitant fees and you don't know what you're paying for. And that's pain in itself. It takes away from the business and you need someone to hold your hand and basically execute for you. And that's what Teresa Murray franchise TMF did for Monsta Media. Without it, yes, we may have done it elsewhere. It would have started slower. It would have been more expensive, in my opinion, and it would have been more arduous. I think we would have been asked from shopping around, we would have been asked to do a lot more work. And TMF did all the work, which is what they promised to do. And not everybody follows through on that promise. You end up doing the work yourself. So, but to add, so whilst that was all really lovely and all positive, and it is positive, and we're so happy with the trajectory, as you'd know, or anybody would know in small business, it doesn't come without, people call them roadblocks and speed bumps, but sometimes there was concrete walls. There was like, this ain't gonna work. There's no way it didn't come without pain. No regrets in doing it. Could we have done it better? Yes, from our end, we could have done it better. Perhaps we rushed into what we did wrong, I would say, is after we received all our documentation and all our framework from TMF, technically we're good to go live. Like, that's it, you're ready to go. What I did, and I do this all the time, and I've got to change. Will I ever change? I don't know. But we gun jumped a bit. So we had all the stuff from TMF. We were good to go. I should have asked a hell of a lot more questions before going live, because we were suddenly issuing franchise agreements and going into negotiations and contract talks. And I myself and my business partner could have been more well versed in doing that. So my suggestion would be, once you've got your stuff from TMF, they offer so much support in terms of, have you got any questions? Are you fully confident going live? And I was a little bit, yep, we're good to go. Now, that was a mistake, but you live and learn. And I ended up going back to Teresa a little bit later down the track, about 6 months in, saying, Teresa, I should have asked ABC. And obviously they answered all the questions. And when I say answer the questions, I mean with complete clarity, Zoom call with the team, telling you what you've done wrong, suggestions, why it needs to be seamless, and open feedback. Whether feedback is critique or praise, people use the word feedback as a lovely word, but it's critique or it's praise. We took that on board and then went to market solidly after 6 months. There was 6 months of like, we could have cut that out. We could have got away. We could have gone sooner. And that's me being a little greedy. So we've got 20 franchisees. We may have had 30 if we had done that, but live and learn. What can you do? No problem. In terms of, again, going back to just the support, I think the support is important to reiterate, because people sell us stuff all the time online. Our email inboxes are bombarded. We're constantly spammed, whether we're online, on our socials, our emails. It's like, what's this now? What's this discount now? What does this person offer? As they say back home, I'm from London. There's a famous advert, and I talk about adverts because I'm in advertising. There's a famous advert which sells paint, and the advert, I resonated with what TMF do. I know they don't sell paint; they sell a franchise process. But the advert for the paint was, it does exactly what it says on the tin. With TMF, they do exactly what it says on the tin. So the support is heavy. They never down tools. There was, I'll be open about it. We were on a payment plan. So not many providers can offer that. They want a big chunky amount up front, and you've paid this big lumpy sum and you don't know what you're getting. So it keeps them accountable too, I'm sure. The flexibility's there, and it keeps everybody engaged. And again, that what they offer is exactly what they say it is. And even beyond, when you've finished up, whatever finish point looks like, if you need support afterwards, it's not like Teresa and Steve and the team are gone after that. We're on Zooms every week. How do we refine? How do we improve? And as a result, I was talking about my gym business at the start, which is not Monsta Media, but that's our gym outlet's gone okay. And we're looking at doing exactly the same. I entered in discussions with TMF last week as to how do we franchise a totally different kind of thing, a premise-based business, equipment, public liability insurance, not digital, so totally different model. But we would look no further. After the experience that we had with Teresa, it wasn't even a price thing or a shopping thing. It's like, Teresa, how do we start this one? And, I'm pretty cautious when I'm shopping around. I don't want to burn money or I don't want to speak to the wrong people, but you're filled with confidence. I couldn't, and this is not a paid endorsement. This is a genuine endorsement. If you're going to franchise your business and you want someone on the tools that speaks your language, that jumps on calls on time, that never lets you down and knows the process rigidly, and doesn't let you put a foot wrong when you do, then and the price point will reflect it too, service, price point, and delivery. TMF is Teresa Murray Franchising is the way to go. And if I franchise 10 businesses, they'd all be there, but it's going to be two and they'll both be there. So I can't, if you need a direct endorsement from me, I want to contact, I'm more than happy to speak privately on it. But I'd only be saying the same thing that I'm saying publicly on this video. TMF is the way to go if you are going to franchise your business. There's no question about it. We did all our shopping prior. We spoke to about 10 different providers and they stood out. It was the sincerity of it as well. It wasn't a hard sell. It wasn't rammed down our throat. You must buy. We weren't relentlessly pursued for it. It was a really classy approach, very tactful. They were interested in our business, not just franchising it. It's like, what do you do? And whilst we were getting traction, it helps with the momentum. Teresa was chiming in, talking about it, asking what we'd done well, promoting us on her socials, cross collabs on the socials. This is all leverage. It all helps, especially when you're new. You need every sort of G up that you can get, especially when you're one or two franchises in deep. And now we've got to a point at 20. We're looking at the other business and we just want the same momentum. And we know we're going to get that from Teresa. So again, look no further. If you're going to franchise what you're doing, TMF. That's it.